I promised you a recipe for homemade crackers, and these are so easy to make. They're so yummy. You can eat them with anything, some palmetto cheese, some hummus. They're amazing, and they taste very similar to a pita chip, but here's how you make them. You're gonna start with a cup of organic flour. You're gonna put that in your mixer along with a cup of corn flour. Put that in there, and then you're gonna put a teaspoon of any seasoning that you want. Today I'm gonna be using an Italian blend, some garlic powder, and some salt. So a teaspoon of each, and I put all that in my mixer and I mix that up. Then I'm gonna add in 4 tablespoons of organic olive oil, and that's gonna make it crumbly, and then we add water in until it gets to the consistency that you want for dough. So it's really, really simple to make. And you'll be able to tell when they're ready because you'll be able to hear the dough start to change, and it'll form one huge ball. Okay, so that's how you're gonna know that your dough is ready, because it goes from mixing to that sound, and it's gonna form one large ball. You're gonna take a cutting board, or you could use the counter if you wanted to, and you're gonna flour that, and then you're gonna grab your dough, just like this. You're gonna flour your rolling pin, and then you're just gonna begin to roll this out. Now, if you're working off the counter, you'll have a lot more space. If you find that you've got too much dough, just grab some of it and set it aside. And you're gonna only use about, you wanna roll this out till it's about 1/8 of an inch thick, okay? So you want these very, very thin, and they're gonna go on an ungreased cookie sheet in a 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes. You can rough cut these, you can make them whatever size you want to. You could cut them out into little squares or little triangles, or use little cutouts if you want, and get the kids involved, make it fun for them. And once you've got it as thin as possible, like I said, about 1/8 of an inch, you are just gonna be able to cut them up just like this, and cut them into rustic looking pieces, and then you're gonna put them on your cookie sheet. You're gonna wanna cook these for no more than about 15 minutes. You'll be able to tell they'll start to brown a little bit, but the longer you keep them in there, the more brown they'll become and the more they'll crisp up, all right? And the thinner they are, that's the other important thing, is you gotta make sure these are thin, otherwise they're not gonna crisp up, kind of like a pita chip, how it gets really, really firm. They'll stay soft. So make sure that you cut them into uniform pieces, and then you cook them long enough for them to get crunchy. Okay, the first batch is ready to go in, so I'm gonna put this in a 400-degree oven. Start with 10 minutes and then add a minute until they start to get brown like you want them to and they start to crisp up. But start with 10 and then adjust from there. Okay, they came out of the oven, they're perfect. I'm gonna spray them with some organic cooking spray, and then just take some sea salt and just sprinkle a little bit more, so you've got some coarse sea salt on top. But there you go. Make sure to store them in a airtight container, and they'll last for several days. But there is your organic homemade crackers.